In this video, I am going to share with you a step-by-step pattern of making these cute Doraemon appliques which can be used for your crochet projects. So let's get started. Hey guys, welcome to DIY Crafts. So for making this, I am using a 4-ply 100% cotton yarn and a crochet hook of size 3 mm. Now we are going to make the eyes of the project. So let's begin by making the magic ring with the white color yarn. Make a loop on your left hand. Now insert your needle into the ring and bring the working end out of the loop. Now hold the loop, release the ring and then make chain 1. So this is how we will do a magic ring. Now let us start making a single crochet stitches into the center. So put the needle in the center, drop a loop and make the single crochet. So that's first single stitch. Now this is the second single stitch and now I'm making the third one. Always include the tail end along with the center thread to make the magic ring work better. And then you can continue to make the single crochet stitches into the center until you have 6 single stitches. So once all the stitches are done, you can just count them and then cut the excess thread. Leave a tail end of 2 to 3 inches and then take out the working end from the last stitch and now pull the starting tail end to close the magic ring. So this is how the eye looks like we still have to close the circle. For that we are going to take the help of a tapestry needle. Now insert the finishing tail end into the tapestry needle and now we are going to join the last stitch and the first stitch as shown in the video. So insert the needle into the first stitch in both the loops. So the front and back, both the loops. Now bring the yarn out of them and now find out the way back to the last stitch where you have done the 6th single crochet and now insert the stitch into the back loop and the back hump of the first single stitch, and this gives you a nice circle. So if this is not working out for you, just make a simple single slip stitch into the first stitch. Once it is done, we are going to secure the join by making a simple knot on the back side of the project. And now make a couple of knots by attaching both the starting and the ending tail ends to secure the magic ring as well. Once it is done, the first eye is completed and we are going to repeat the same thing to make the second eye. Once you have both the eyes, you will just put a dab of glue at the center of the eye and attach a black stone, or you can use googly eye, or you can even embroider the eyes by using a black color thread. Here I am just using a black kundan stones to give the shape of the the detailing of the eyes. So this completes the first eye. Now make another one in the same manner for the second eye as well. Now that it is done, put it aside and let's start making the nose of the project. So for this I am using the red color yarn. For the nose, I am just using a simple knotting technique instead of any crochet. So just observe the video. Take both the tail ends in your hand and twist one tail end into the loop like 4 to 5 times. Or if you wanted a bigger nose, just wrap it some 6 to 7 times. And now hold both the tail ends in both the hands. And then slowly pull them apart. And this will form a nose, a big knot in the middle, and this resembles the nose of the Doraemon applique. So now to give even more detailing, I am just going to make one more knot by joining both the tail ends to give the triangular shape. Now put this aside and let's start making the base of the Doraemon applique. So for this I am going to begin with the white color yarn and now let's start by making a magic ring. So for this, take the starting tail end into the left hand and make a loop with the working end. Now put your needle into the center, grab the working end and come out of the center. Now make chain 1 and let's start making the first row. So we have to begin with chain 2. So make one more chain. That's 2 chains. Now into the center we are going to make a half double stitch. So yarn over, insert the needle into the center and drop a loop. Now you'll have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and come out of all the 3 loops. That's your half double crochet. That's the first one, and now we are going to make remaining 8 half double crochet. So total we'll have 9. So this is the second half double stitch, then the third half double crochet, that's the fourth one, fifth half double stitch, sixth half double stitch, yarn over, needle in the center, drop a loop, and the seventh half double stitch, yarn over, into the center, drop a loop, ninth half double stitch, yarn over into the center, and then the ninth half double stitch. So once all the 10 half double stitches are done, pull the starting tail end to close the center. So here the chain 2 is also counted as a first half double crochet. So that's the reason we will have total 10 stitches. Now insert the needle onto the second chain of first chain 2 and then make a slip stitch to form a first round, to complete the first round, and this will form a nice circle shape. Now let us continue by making the second row. We'll change the color to blue color. Take the blue color yarn and attach it as shown in the video. You just grab the loop on the needle, pull the new color out of the previous color, and now take the working end of the white color yarn and pull it tightly to secure the color change. Now let's start making the second row. Begin with chain 3. That's chain 1, chain 2 and chain 3. So if you are not confident enough to identify the chain 3 by the end of the row, I would suggest to put a stitch marker on the top of the third chain. And now I am going to make a double crochet stitch into the same stitch where I have done the slip stitch. So we have a chain 3 and one half double stitch both in the same stitch. So that's a DC increase. Now put the needle into the next stitch and then make another half double crochet. So how to do a double stitch? Yarn over, insert into the stitch and drop a loop. Yarn over first 2 loops and yarn over second 2 loops. That's a half double stitch. So that's the second increase, and now we are going to make double crochet increases in each and every stitch. So here I am doing the third one. Like the first chain 3 and DC is first increase, then the second increase, and now this is the third increase. That's the third increase, and we are going to continue the same thing in all the stitches throughout the row. So in the second row we will have total 10 DC increases. So this is the fourth DC increase. Just make 2 DCs in the same stitch. That's a DC increase. See, this is the first DC, and into the same stitch I am going to make a second DC. That's the fifth increase, and likewise continue until the end of the row. Now here I am making the last DC increase of the second row, and now by the end of the second row we will have 20 double crochet stitches. Now put your needle into the third chain and then make a slip stitch. If not, just follow the instructions of joining as shown in the video. You can just trim the excess threads of both the white and the blue color yarns. And now take the tail end into the tapestry needle, and just like how we have made a slip stitch for the eyes, we are going to do the same thing with the blue thread as well. Put your needle into the top 2 loops of the third chain, both the front top and bottom loops of the chain, and now put your needle back into the last stitch in the back loop and also the back bump of the last double stitch. So leave the front loop, put it in the back loop and put it in the back bump. Okay, so that is how you put the needle back. So this will give you nice finishings to the appliques. Once it is done, you can just nicely secure all the tail ends on the back side of the project. So on the back side of the applique, we'll just secure all the threads and hide them into the nearby stitches a couple of times, and then cut the excess thread close to the project. And we are going to repeat the same thing on all the other tail ends as well. Once all the threads are nicely weaved in and secured, then trim all the excess threads, and this will give you a nice base for the Doremon applique. Now let's continue and add the highlights. So if you see, there is a little disturbance at the place where we have done the slip stitch with the white color yarn, and we are going to put the eyes on that place to hide that. Now let's assemble the eyes, nose, and give other detailings to the applique. So you can attach the eyes and nose to the base of your applique using a crochet hook or using a tapestry needle. Once those are attached to each other, you're going to secure them by making a knots on the back side of the applique. If you want to hide all these tail ends, you can just weave in those tail ends into the project and cut the excess threads. If not, you can just do the same pattern, the same applique, only the base, and attach it onto the back side of it. So that will give you a little sturdiness to your project, and also it will be the best way to hide all the tail ends. So once the parts are attached to the base, I'm just securing the positions by putting a small amount of glue on the back side of these appliques. Now all the tail ends are weaved in and the excess threads are trimmed out. So now let's give the highlights to the applique. I'm going to add a nose, mouth, and the mustache to the applique. So I'm just taking a black color embroidery thread, check the position, and then just make a mouth shape just by easy embroidery stitches. Once the mouth is done, you can just adjust the shape of it using your tapestry needle. And for the mustache, I'm just making 3 lines on either side of the nose. So all these finishings of the project will take quite a while to complete, but it's all worth it at the end considering the outcome. It's just beautiful. So now the other side of the mustache is also completed. Now turn the project onto the back side, secure it with a knot, and then hide the tail end into the project, and then trim the excess thread. And you're going to repeat the same thing on the starting tail end of the black thread. And that's it. Your cute Doremon applique is now ready. You can use it as a Rakhi or a keychain, or just use it as an embellishment for your other crochet projects. I hope you all enjoyed watching this tutorial. Do give this pattern a try and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. See you all in the next video. Thank you for watching. Please like the video, share it, and subscribe to DIY Crafts.